Hi guys, David Jenyns here from Melbourne SEO Services, and just wanted to take an opportunity to grab a couple of guys on the line that I've been chatting with a little bit. We've got Chris and Matthew from pmbg.net, and they're in a really competitive space. They're in the precious metals brokerage business, so if you guys want to find out more about that, you can check out their website, which is pmbg.net. And we've started doing a little bit of work with them, and they've come across my material, and I thought it might be helpful to have a little bit of a chat with them, find out how they came across me and how they've sort of started to implement some of the strategies that we've been talking about. So thanks again, guys. I don't know who wants to be the mouthpiece or spokesperson or a little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
I found you.
Well, how did you come across my stuff?
Well, I'll just give you the background. We were being charged a lot for SEO services, and the SEO we were working with didn't really have a personal interest or connection to what we were trying to promote or do. So we decided to start doing some of our own research into search engine optimization, and we found your SEO method videos online, and we literally just went at it full bore. And literally, I'm not sure how much this matters, but our worldwide ranking, according to Alexa, went from 9 million, and now we're under 1 million in terms of the world's most popular sites within 2 months.
Yeah.
From the applied value of the SEO method videos.
And was that just straight off YouTube that you found it, or did you buy the course, or was it just the free stuff?
It was YouTube.
Yeah.
We were just searching YouTube for any kind of anything we could get our hands on, because we had tried to utilize somebody else's service, and they weren't making the cut. So we said, all right, we're going to learn this ourselves, and we just needed a model to pursue. And the model that you gave us on your SEO method courses was quite a lot to handle, but we said, all right, we're going to do this, and it's transformed our business up to this point. So
it's only been for you to come across my material. I know there's a hell of a lot of other material out there. There's 50 million wannabe gurus and that type of thing. What sort of made you think, well, hang on, this guy knows what he talks about? Like, I don't know if you guys even know, but I've got a really big footprint in the stock market industry, and that's kind of where I came from. We used to teach people how to use a package called Metastock. You're probably familiar with that. But
yes, we are.
So that's a really big sort of basis for me, and I suppose that fortuitous that we came across each other in that space. But
Sure.
what made you go, I'm going to choose this guy over the 50 million other people?
I'll tell you what I liked the most. I liked the fact that you were so willing to share what we considered to be very valuable information. It was just, you were very transparent, and we thought, oh my gosh, like our first SEO was wanted to keep a curtain in between us and what he was doing, and then when we watched your videos and you had everything right out in the open, they were so transparent and so valuable that we were like, we immediately.
You put it this way: when we're entrepreneurs, we have a tight budget on launching this business, and the only way to make it work was to insource, SEO building and do it ourselves. There just wasn't any alternative, and after doing some research, watching your videos, and realizing you're a trader, we're all traders, as you can see with our trading platform behind us, that it just seemed like a good fit. But I have to be frank, your honest communication was what sold us, and why we're talking to you, and you're in Australia. We wanted to make sure that that we, through consultation, able to compensate you for the IP, the intellectual property that you were, through kind of this open source communication via YouTube, were able to share with us. And that's why we want to keep doing this on an ongoing basis, because we see value in what you do, and there isn't anything in the back of our heads going, what's really going on here?
Yeah. which like I mean that's a big part of the way that I am, and I know it connects a lot with a lot of people. Certain people, like it's quite refreshing. So you guys, after that, you got introduced to stuff, and then you like you said, you reached out and you said, "Hey, I want to do some consultations." At that point in time, I didn't
Exactly.
really have anything formal, and we started working together. And like I mean, even if we just go back to our first session, and we only had an hour session, but I know we crammed a hell of a lot, and I just talked
Yeah.
at double speed, and then we tried to record it we recorded it for you as well, so you could review it afterwards and pull out bits and pieces. But what sort of value did you get from that call? Like relative to the free stuff, that is, because I mean, there's so much
okay.
free stuff that I put out as well.
Sure, sure. We'll put it this way: the free stuff sort of opened up Pandora's box to the possibilities, but we needed clarification on all of these questions. And we literally had hundreds of questions that we needed clarification on, and you know, the videos basically turned us into fans and evangelists for the SEO Method course and for your services. But at the end of the day, you know, you're the expert, and in order for us to really refine and understand what we're doing, the consultation was an absolutely necessary part of this whole process.
Yeah.
That's my sentiments, Chris.
Yeah. We needed we had measurable gains in our growth and everything on our website, but I needed a real clear-cut vision on where to go next and what to do next. And when I don't have that clear-cut vision, it's hard for me to be like really inspired to push forward, because I don't know if I'm pushing forward in the right direction. It's like I might be wasting my time. So speaking to you really gave us a clear vision on what we need to attack next, so that we can take our company to the next level. And you achieved that with the phone call. So
Yeah.
And I know, and we talked about on an ongoing basis, like I think it'll be valuable. We can sort of check in, see how things are evolving. Looking on what you've already started to implement, you've started to see some changes as far as some of the rankings in Alexa, and we're really much in the early days of, you know, you're coming into a very hyper-competitive space, and in this hyper-competitive space, you're already starting to see some wins. I'm just wondering how that's starting to translate into your business, even though we're just at the starting point. How is it? What's the effect been in your business, and longer term, what is it that you can see? Like, I mean, is this going to be like a real core piece of driving your business forward, and like what's it basically going to mean to you?
And David?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, he jumped off to grab a phone call.
That's fine. That's fine.
Go ahead, I'm back.
Okay, so I was slightly distracted when you asked me that question.
No. I'll ask Ian, which in that way you can hear as well, Matt. Which was this idea that you guys have just started to implement some things. You're seeing some quick strategies and getting some quick wins. You know, you've seen the change in Alexa, but I'm curious to know, when you draw it back to the website, like, I mean, the traffic, obviously you're starting to get some of those wins. How do you think what it is that you've learnt is going to translate into cash, both has what's already happened now and in the future? Like, is this going to be a core part of what it is that you guys are doing, and what's it going to mean to you and your business?
Well, the interesting thing is that we understand our business, which is precious metals, all aspects of it, but in terms of being able to reach out to a global audience, or in our case, a national audience, we needed SEO tools in order to do that. And for us to make our budgets work for us, we needed to insource it. And I completely lost track of where I was going with this, but what was your original question?
Just the type of value that what's it going to mean to you, basically?
So basically, we know we have a clear vision on what we need to do, and without our initial, beginnings with the SEO method, we probably would be wouldn't have any clarification or any clear vision on what we need to do. We have complete clarity on what we need to do, and now that we know what we need to do, now it's just about setting budgets for these things and making everything fit into specific spots. I mean, I'll be frank, just 2 months ago, 3 months ago, this was all a complete mystery to us. It was a complete mystery to me. I believe it was a complete mystery to him.
Yeah.
We have complete clarity on this now, and it's just a matter of implementing it, and implementing it at a rate that's cost effective for us for growth.
Yeah, like our whole business is the money side of our business is completely related to our presence on the internet, and the only way for us to get to where we are making the kind of money we want to is to utilize the things that you've told us about. So, I mean, without the knowledge that you've given us, there would be no money. So the value is 100% correlated, you know? Yeah.
Cool. I should basically see if I can say, oh yes, I'll have a trailing 1% or 10% commission on everything that you sell from now on. No, but
yeah, exactly. Hey, if you were, you know, if this was a business like that, you might be able to monetize something like that. But
happy to help. Happy to help. I say it in jest. The real key takeaway there is, like, I mean, that it is just such a real core piece of the business, and without that core piece, the business wouldn't really function in the way it is that you're trying to do it, especially in this very competitive space. I think online is definitely the way to go, and if you compare it to, you know, trying to set up a corner store buying and selling gold coins, it's the world that we live in now, it's just not possible the way it used to be. And
sure.
The whole online component, and just as you illustrated there, it's key. Without this component, online business doesn't really work. So, that was the main thing, and I wanted to try and get you guys on the line because you've had the experience of working with me. A lot of people, it's hard for them to know, and it is a little bit of a risk and a jump for some people, and that's why I want to put some good material out there so people can get an idea and a taste of what it is that I do before they actually come to work with me, and they get a taste of it, and then they can feel confident. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to chat with you guys, because you've already taken that step. It probably was a little bit of a risk and a gamble. You know, does this guy know what he's talking about? Are we going to implement? Can we actually implement what he talks about? Is he going to talk in tech speak that I have no idea what he's going to say? Like, I mean, there's so many risks there, and you guys took that risk, and it's starting to pay off now. And I'm wondering what you might say to someone else if they're in a similar boat to where you were before you started working with me, and what you might say as far as, you know, what would you say to someone thinking about working with me?
Well, if you're looking to take your own, website's destiny in your own hands, I would say that, working with you, working with the SEO method is definitely the first step towards success.
Yeah, I mean, we did the classic trial by fire type of entry into the internet space, and we used an SEO that we had to, you know.
Well, I don't want that to go on camera.
Yeah.
But our solutions were solved with very, very expensive solutions in the beginning that weren't cost effective for our business.
Yeah, we were searching.
This brings the SEO method brought our business within the realm of cost effectiveness and being able to ramp.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a trial by fire entry into this field, and we squandered a lot of money, and then we came across your method, and it was just it transformed everything. We had a very clear vision, and without it, I don't know where we would be.
Yeah.
Nowhere. So, yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, guys. Well, we'll wrap it up there. No doubt you and I will chat again soon.